January 4th inside the Tokyo Dome. The site of many bloody feuds, clubbing contests, championships trading hands, and memorable moments that so many wrestling fans from all over the world have seared into the deepest recesses of their minds. Memories that will never ever leave. And now, January 4th isn't the only date where the Tokyo Dome will host hopefully more moments like this. January 5th, it's now a 2-day event where we have the talents of New Japan Pro Wrestling teaming up with the talents from All Elite Wrestling, CMLL, Stardom, and whoever the fuck else decides to wander in the goddamn doors and said, please, can we get in on this? We need something to do. Sure, that's okay. We need all the help we can get. New Japan Pro Wrestling executives, presumably, but they can't do it even with those people involved. They need you. You specifically, me specifically, fans from all over the goddamn world that can't be inside the historic Tokyo Dome to make this 2-night event the biggest of all time, or at least something that people will talk about, hopefully for the right reasons. I'm John Rentham with my New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 19 predictions, as well as my New Japan Pro Wrestling /AEW/CMLL/Stardom/whoever the fuck else wanders inside the doors predictions for Wrestle Dynasty. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's really about it right there. I have not reviewed New Japan Pro Wrestling as much lately. You know why? Because honestly, guys, like I haven't had the time and I haven't had the desire. I've checked out enough of it to know I appreciate Zack Sabre Jr. for finally winning the big one. They have a few other good talents and they have a few decent things going on, but a lot of the product feels lifeless. I'm going to talk about that in the predictions here. I'm just deciding to take these two, human centipede them together because why not? Also, it's funny that World's End is happening on the 28th, and some of the talents there are competing on this particular show. So, yeah, let's just crack on. So, we have a New Japan Rambo or Ram. I just want to have somebody in a Rambo gimmick actually get in the show. What's Greg Gagne doing? Have him put on the goddamn, metal fatigues that he did and get in the ring. He would move better than Hanma. So anyway, it's a rumble basically. I think pin, submission, or elimination over the top rope, and the winner receives an IWGP World Title shot. It used to be the KOPW shot, but then they realized, oh wait, that title wasn't a good idea in the first place. Some AEW wrestler, I don't know, have it be Hobbs. Have Hobbs show up and do it. Why not? Gives Hobbs something to do, because he ain't probably beaten Takeshita, I'd be surprised. So we go to a 4-way Tokyo Terror ladder match for the IWGP Junior Tag Titles. Yay! Yay! We get messiness and likely interference and a bunch of bullshit. Kushida and Kevin Knight. I'm thrilled for Kevin Knight. I say every time I review any show that he's on, I saw him compete in front of very small crowds in Everett and Seattle, and to see the success that he has had and been able to, accomplish in the past number of years, the man is a true workhorse. And he's a great teammate for Kushida. They take on Robbie Eagles and Fujita, who take on TJP and Akira, Francisco Akira, as well as Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney, or Dermot Mulroney is what I'm just going to call him. Connors and Dermot, I guess, are going to win. Why? I don't know. It's going to feature a bunch of crazy bumps and a bunch of insanity, pain, blues, and agony, and I hope that nobody gets seriously hurt, because that'll happen in these kind of matches, even though these guys are talents and elite athletes. But, I guess they're going to try to heat up the Bullet Club for whatever reason. We should get rid of the Bullet Club. No need to have it anymore. So let's get to the IWGP Women's Championship match. It's Mayu Iwatani against Azumi, or AZM. Azumi, I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Iwatani will get the victory. I hope they're given enough time. I have seen both of them in very limited, capacity on some of the New Japan US shows. They are both very talented. And they do have enough experience, I think, to shine on a stage like this while still being, youthful. It's not like, they're grizzled veterans of like 25 years. Hopefully they're given a good amount of time. So then we get Ren Narita and Jeff Cobb and Oiwa and ELP, who apparently has been having some health issues, and I hope he's doing all right. It's a 4-way TV championship match. Jeff Cobb should win. Narita, he's very talented, but I'm worried that I think he's doing better with, after his excursion, and another one is I'll talk about here in a bit. I think Jeff Cobb should win, but is this a 15-minute time limit, or are we just going to throw that out the window? I have so many questions. But I think it'll be good action. Oiwa could steal it. That would actually be kind of surprising. So, Tanahashi and Evil are taking on each other in a lumberjack match where Tanahashi loses, he must retire. Tana apparently did announce in the last few weeks, maybe it was November, that 2026 Wrestle Kingdom 20 is going to be his last, it's going to be his retirement. Now, if they want to have it where he retires here and just does his retirement there, okay. I mean, honestly, Tana's knees are shot. And I love Tanahashi. Once in a generation talent, as he said, best talent in 100 years, top talent, whatever the heck the translation is. He's great. This stuff with the House of Torture and Bullet Club is not great. And it's probably going to feature an insane amount of bullshit, overbooked stuff. I hope Tana wins. He doesn't need to be doing anything major, but having a retirement tour wouldn't hurt. What will hurt is if they continue with the Bullet Club and House of Torture stuff. It's bad. If it's not just Gato doing the booking and whoever is involved with him doing the booking, it's bad. It's bad, you know it. Come on. Shingo Takagi and Takeshita are going to have a never openweight championship match. Takeshita is the AEW International Champion. Now, if he beats Shingo here and holds the championship and defends both, okay, he's not going to hold it for very long. He's probably going to drop it in February. Shingo has held the championship for quite a bit, and the winner faces Tomohiro Ishii a little bit later, i.e. the next night. But Shingo, I think Shingo's going to win, but it just, again, it's kind of imbalanced where I think this match will be pretty good, pretty hard hitting, some good agility on both sides. And Takeshita has the size to work with Shingo equally. I don't know. Shingo will win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Takeshita even for a short run. So Doki Doki Morning takes on El Desperado for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. And I think Despy is going to beat Doki Doki Morning, but Doki Doki Morning, yes, I'm sorry. You know the song. If you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. He's done well. He's been able to shine this year. Has been able to kind of break through the ass ceiling. I think that's how the phrase goes. But Despy, this might be a final hurrah for him, winning the junior title. I just don't know what else. I just don't know what else we necessarily can do with Despy, because I don't think we're ever going to move him. And by we, I mean, I don't think New Japan's ever going to move him up into the junior or above the junior heavyweight division. Maybe he's okay with that. I don't know. I think he's going to beat Doki. And I think it'll be a pretty good, hard-hitting match. David Finlay against Yota Tsuji for the IWGP Global title. Oh boy, they're still trying with Finlay. They're still trying with this global title that is an attempt to make good for getting rid of the Intercontinental title. People see through it. Yota Tsuji, I think, will win. But to be perfectly honest, I don't really care about anything that David Finlay's involved in. I mean, it just, as a wrestling character, gimmick, whatever you want to say, this Bullet Club War Dog stuff has just been terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's show killing for me. Yota Tsuji can win, and maybe he'll be able to do something with the title, but I don't know. And his smile, I guess it's supposed to be off-putting, it's just weird. So, Tetsuya Naito against Hiromu Takahashi. LIJ explodes, I guess. I mean, Hiromu's got to win here. Naito's knees are shot. He just had a recent eye surgery, again, where his eyes apparently are still having issues. I think it'll be a big moment for Hiromu, but they gotta have it happen here. Because Hiromu's just one crazy bump away from being out for a while anyway, and Naito basically is one wrong step from his knees just turning to fucking powder. So, Zack Sabre Jr. against Shota Umino for the IWGP World title. Zack Sabre Jr. finally won the big one, and this is what they're giving him. Shota has done well for himself. Tell me anything that Shota has done, as far as ingratiating himself to the fans that has actually, made him a believable challenger for Zack Sabre Jr. He's good in the ring. His excursion helped him. This whole attempt at being, a pure babyface is not working. It's not working at all. They need to try and give him an edge, build him back up in 2025, have him, go on a deep run in the G1, do something. But the way they're doing it right here, what I've seen, it's not working. It's not fucking working at all, and I don't think it's ever gonna work, because it's changed from Tanahashi and other people that, had this similar type of character. That's all I really have to say there. So yeah, that's not going to be the great way to close the thing out. So now we get the Wrestle Dynasty. So we get a 4 women, 1 international cup match. You're welcome. Willow representing AEW. Athena representing Ring of Honor. Athena has been the world champion, the women's champion, for 2 years. Hands up if you didn't realize that. And that's something against Athena. She has worked very hard, but Ring of Honor is a dead brand despite the talents working hard on it. Persephone from CMLL, not familiar with her at all. Momo Watanabe, I think I've seen her. Isn't she the one with the bat? She's from Stardom. I think Willow's going to get the victory, and maybe Willow actually, I don't know, can win the TBS Championship, beating Mercedes and finally accomplishing something. And I'm not even saying that it's Willow's fault. I'm just saying maybe they can accomplish something with their women's division there by getting the title off of Mercedes. Willow is going to, then she'll eventually, win the women's championship. Mercedes will, and yay. Willow's going to win. I think it'll be good, but I don't think it's going to get a lot of time. So the Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, are taking on Sho and Kanemaru for the Ring of Honor tag titles. Hooray! More House of Torture stuff. The Sons of Texas. Sammy's career is about as alive as every Von Erich not named Kevin Von Erich at this point, but that being said, Dustin and Sammy will get the victory. I mean, what are you going to do? Give Sho and Kanemaru the goddamn tag titles? Are they going to come over here and defend them? Would anybody want to see Sho and Kanemaru at this point? Do their immediate families want to see them? That's mean, but I'm sorry. This House of Torture stuff is just bad. Anyway, Sons of Texas will win. Zack Sabre Jr. against Ricochet. Ricochet, who apparently decided to lean into more of a, heel gimmick and everything, and representing another bald bastard that has very morally questionable views and is a goddamn pest and everything. And yeah, Trevor might want to just zip it and not say anything, because I guess the guy that dated Tessa Blanchard actually maybe really was telling us who he was all this goddamn time. Hopefully Sam is okay. Look, I might be reading too much into it, but Ricochet has really lost a lot of stock and a lot of investment from the fans, because he maybe apparently thinks that he is able to verbally jab with people, and he's not. He sounds like a substitute high school science teacher. Zack Sabre Jr. will get the victory because just please. Ricochet does not need to win this. And watch them suddenly make it for the title and then watch them try to give Ricochet the title. The fans might just leave the goddamn venue and never come back. Takeshita or Shingo against Tomohiro Ishii. If it's Shingo, I think Ishii is going to get the victory. If it's Takeshita, I think Takeshita's going to win. Since I think Shingo will probably beat Takeshita, possibly, I think Ishii, or since, Shingo is going to win, I think Ishii will end up getting the victory. But Ishii, I mean, this has got to be his last year. The motherfucker just can't move. And then we go to Yota Tsuji against Jack Perry. God, they just will not give up on Jack Perry. They should. Yota will win. I mean, if Yota doesn't win the title, I could actually see him having to make good here and beating Jack Perry. If he does win the title, then they pretty much need to have Yota beat Jack Perry here. Because realistically, nobody has missed Jack Perry. I don't see how this scape joke thing is anything more than just him playing off of something that was his fucking fault, by the way. Being an immature jackass and still not understanding that it's pretty much his fault that all this stuff happened. Somebody else needed to leave the goddamn company. Punk needed to leave. Jack needs to get over himself and realize that he's never going to be anything more than a minute little garden hose. Little son of a bitch in the ring. Yota Tsuji will get the victory. Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. I do not see the appeal of Gabe Kidd. I have never seen the appeal of Gabe Kidd. He shouts like he's a goddamn Tourette's patient receiving electric shock treatment. He does not sound like he actually is genuinely anything other than an unhinged idiot. He sounds like he was born from parents that were at least the result of 3 generations of inbreeding, and his work is okay, I guess. But Kenny Omega has to get the victory here. Unless Kenny is going to have more matches in New Japan before he comes back to AEW. Hey, he's coming back to the ring. That's great. Wasn't sure if he's actually going to be able to come back or not. But Kenny Omega needs to beat Gabe Kidd here, because Gabe Kidd is about as high as he's ever going to be, literally and figuratively. And I cannot see any scenario where Gabe Kidd beating Kenny Omega is a good idea. Because is it going to send Gabriel Kidd's stock any higher? No. Might send his blood pressure higher. It might make me wonder what the fuck they see in Gabriel Kidd. But nevertheless, Kenny Omega will win. Shota Umino against Claudio. I think Claudio will win. Because I think they're going to start beating Shota like a redhead stepchild here. And there you are. David Finlay against Brody King. I guess Brody King could win. If David loses the title to Yoda, I think Brody King will beat him here. And then the Great Okan and somebody, because Hanare apparently is out with an injury. Well, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I like Hanare. They're going to take on the Bucks for the IWGP tag titles. They're going to give them to the Bucks. And I'm going to think, well, this renders the whole tag division pointless. Mercedes Moné in winner's take-all match against Mina Shirakawa for the Strong Women's Championship and whatever British championship that Mina Shirakawa has. It'll probably be Mercedes, because why not? Mina Shirakawa could win. Quite frankly, I think it might almost be the better idea, because I don't think Mercedes is necessarily going to make a lot of trips to Japan. And Mina Shirakawa at least would get a boost, a nice ample boost. I'm trying to be nice here. I think Shirakawa will get the victory. Fuck it, I'm just going to go with Shirakawa instead of Mercedes. Because I think it's about time that we get these titles off from Mercedes and put them on women where they're going to be defended all over the world. I don't think Tony's going to give that many out dates for Mercedes to go over there and do that when she's kind of getting her groove back, like Stella on the on AEW programming. So then it's Team New Japan rather against Team CMLL in a 8-man lucha gauntlet thing, and I guess Team New Japan. I don't know who the fuck's on there, and I don't care. Those are the predictions, folks. Let me know yours in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.